Thanksgiving 2020 is finally in the books and on the video. If you're watching this on Facebook, I thought Rob just flipped me off on the video, but he did the whole hardcore rock things. That was out of the corner of my eye. Thanksgiving, rear view. We need a beer right now to preview. Oh, you see what I did there? This is Brewmance on the Radio, Arizona's only craft beer radio show. Each and every week, we highlight a local brew. And we've got a funny story about the first time we went out to Walter Station. Rob, what'd you bring us?
Walter Station's Hazing, Arizona. And it's got a picture of Nick Cage holding up what would be his arrest photo.
Yes.
Instead, it says Hazing, Arizona. This is a triple dry hop citrus forward IPA. So we're going to dig into this one and see how we do. We're going to rate it and review it for you at the end of the Brewmance on the Radio. That'll be coming up close to 7 o'clock here on 550 KFY. Stick around.
You just launched your beer over at
I did.
Yes. It's okay.
Nice.
Sorry, just a lot of studio equipment going on here, buddy. This is a real radio studio. This is why we can't have nice things. We did it. We got one of the holidays done, the major holidays of the holiday season out in 2020 without major incident. Thank goodness. But it was a little different for me. Don't worry, there wasn't any mask wearing, anything going on like that. A little bit different for me because mom, she's years old. And so she said, hey, if I want to come over and hang out, but if you're having like a bunch of guests and stuff like that, I'd kind of rather stay, at my spot. I'm like, other guests? Out, Rob, you're not invited anymore. Get out of there because we got to have Ma in. And so it was just a very quiet, very just kind of us doing our thing.
See, that's the funny thing about this entire Thanksgiving, too, because you and I on the radio, as Russell and Hunter, our afternoon show. By the way, thank you for listening if you do, because we have been doing really well. But it's thanks to you guys. So thank you so much. And thanks for joining us here as we crack open a beer and have conversations as well. But we've been kind of outspoken about government action regarding Thanksgiving. Like governments all across the country want to shut down Thanksgiving. Essentially, the talking heads that we see that are the experts don't have a gathering. And because we've been sort of opposed to government restrictions, it kind of makes it seem like we're being irresponsible, like we're running around like blowing coronavirus on people. But Mike just proved that we're not. Exactly. And last week on the show, we told you that I had a COVID scare. A buddy of mine got COVID. He caught it on Saturday. At least he tested positive on Saturday. I had seen him the Monday prior. So I had to basically shut down our whole world for a couple of days until I got a couple of negative tests back. So the point is, even though that we are somewhat resistant to the government push and the sort of mantra of, oh my God, everybody's the super spreader.
Run!
We're actually taking it very seriously. That's what personal responsibility actually is. And that, I think, gets lost in the conversation because the social media push, the corporate media push is all do this or you're a jerk face, COVID super spreader. I'm like, no, that's not it at all. The people that I know, whether they're conservative or liberal, whether they're libertarian, whether they don't care about politics at all, are taking this pretty seriously. Limited gatherings, just like Mike talked about for Thanksgiving. We did the same thing, but I went out to the in-laws. They live in a retirement community out in Buckeye. And we did Thanksgiving outside to help stop the spread, right? Or slow the spread. Or
why wouldn't you in Arizona?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we had our whole backyard redone. So, yeah, we had a lot of the festivities outside. But I don't like eating a big meal like that outside. Just not a fan. So we did most of the stuff outside, but then, and had the food. What did you cook? Did Dad Yak cook something cool?
It was all kinds of things. We had a little bit of turkey. We had some mac and cheese. We had some various other things that people had, from salads that they make to
other things,
snacks and pies. I mean, we had it all.
Now,
and of course, beer.
Well, yeah. Okay. What did you drink then?
Well, a guy I know named Mike Russell, he brought me some Northeast IPA from Brian Helton Brewing. So I was drinking that.
But I knew you were going to be hanging out at the retirement community, and I didn't know what those old folks were going to be drinking. So I thought you just said send you a little survival pack, break in case of emergency kind of thing, and then you got your beer, because I don't know if your bottle shops wherever by your pad have that kind of stuff. So I know that should be it.
Thanks, so my beer.
My spot's got it.
Heck yeah.
We got to take care.
So I appreciate that. That was happy Thanksgiving to me from you. I appreciate it.
We did the rib roast thing.
No.
Because there was no turkey at the original Thanksgiving. No, none. There was no turkey.
There was lobsters,
turkey thing going. Yes, lobsters and venison. So a lot of game meat was there. So it wasn't a turkey. Turkey came along for some stupid reason, and no one likes turkey. They only eat it once a year. You only cook it once a year. Yes, you have turkey sandwiches. I get it. I'm talking about turkey. And even my mom, she's all fine. Well, if you're just gonna have meat, that's fine. I'm like, it's a giant standing rib roast. It's prime rib, Mom. Okay, so we got her a little turkey breast and we we roasted it and we sliced it off for okay. Anything you want, Ma, that's fine.
Take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we do basic. We don't have, there's a couple of casseroles and that's it. And then there's potatoes, it's meat, and there's some sort of a roll, and there's a lot of gravy. Always. A lot of gravy.
Always.
And here's the deal. I went to the Huss Arizona Light Lager for most of the day. And because I'm cooking this thing, I'm out there on the big pellet grill, and I'm making everything happen, making it in my barbecue zen area that we've created out there. And I did not want to get A, full, or B, ripped up. So I just went and got a 12-pack of that. And I thought, I can just sip through the day and just be fine. And then I switched it up to the good stuff more a little bit later. And by good stuff, I mean bourbon.
Ooh,
yeah,
switched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had a couple. What did I have? I had some. I did have Helton. I had the Valley Venom.
So you went from light lager to Valley Venom Pilsner, then to the bourbon. See, that makes sense. It's a nice transition.
Yeah, right? Yes. And I remember the next morning. I remember the whole day. I felt great because I wasn't just taking everything to the head. I was just enjoying the day. You know me, man. I just love to cook. I love to enjoy. I just love the process of everything and just serving my people. And that's what I love about Thanksgiving. I don't sit around and reflect upon what I am thankful for. I just look around and there it is. And I'm serving them and it's awesome. And it's just kind of my bag. And I get some good beer to go along with it. Come on now.
Heck yeah.
That's the way to go.
Ideally, we should be thankful more than just one day a year. So if you're constantly thankful, you remind yourself of what you're thankful for throughout the year, throughout the week even. Thanksgiving comes all the time. It's just, you celebrate as a day like, okay, we collectively have 2 days off. Like that's rare that everybody, the entire country basically has 2 days off in a row, with the exception of some, essential workers, etc. will have to go to work. We had some people that had to work here at the radio station. Yeah. We're thankful for them as well.
We are essential workers.
How did you cook your rib roast?
I did on the pellet grill.
Ooh,
oh yeah. So that was my on the Green Mountain out of there from Barbecue Island. I was very excited about that because I'd never done that before. So and then you stuck it in the oven and that was it. Just let it go. But now did it in this, and then I did some dove poppers as well for appetizers, and I did that because you can't really do that on the pellet grill. Dove just doesn't cook right on the pellet grill. It cooks too fast. So I took the chimney smoker. The chimney starter, not chimney smoker, the chimney starter that starts the coals. And I put a little thing right on top of it, and I just seared them. It was an amazing experience. Yeah, nice. I highly recommend. I can't wait to teach you how to do that.
I'm looking forward to it because we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. Is we also went hunting last weekend, and
you're darn right we did.
Now I have to harvest the hunt.
Yes,
so we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Before we get there, though,
yes,
this is kind of a cool thing that they're doing up in Denver.
Yeah.
Because as we transition now that Thanksgiving's behind us, we go right to Christmas. And I think that we're probably going to over-celebrate Christmas this year because it's been 2020.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I thought over-celebrate like we're being judged. Okay, we're just planning on over-celebrating. Yes. I like that.
And I think everybody should just get in on it and be like, look, let's find some joy and let's have a good time. And this is one of the things that we could do. Breckenridge Brewery is teaming up with Colorado's Moon Deer Ranch to have reindeer deliveries. They're going to take reindeer and they're going to deliver some of their beer, which is phenomenal.
Okay, the reindeer are going to deliver beer, or they're going to deliver reindeer?
They're going to deliver beer. Reindeer are going to this is what I want for Christmas. I want reindeer to bring beer to my house, so I love this idea.
I would like reindeer to bring beer to my house, and then I would love to try some reindeer backstraps. Maybe some cuts, some nice stuff, some ribs. I'm all about trying the reindeer as well.
Dang.
What?
So you want the reindeer and the beer delivered to your house?
Yes. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, Rob Hunter.
No, it's not.
It's healthy, wonderful meat.
In fact, the more I learn about the proper diet, the more I'm learning, the closer you get to how man and women lived early on, the more healthy it actually is. Not the processed things, not the dairy farms, not the cow farms, the cattle farms. It's the Mike Russell going out hunting an elk, feeding the family, that pure organic meat.
But when you eat that almost exclusively, it is. But if you eat like me, because as much as I hunt, I should be a portrait of health. I should be it.
But you don't only eat hunting food. Exactly.
No,
there's snacks everywhere.
It's just Doritos,
potato chips,
Fritos,
cookies.
Forget that.
Yep, exactly right.
And beer,
no doubt. Speaking of hunting, we're going to talk about that next. We mentioned it. So we went out, we shot things out of the sky.
Good.
Now what? That's that next step. We'll talk about that evolution for me and how Mike is teaching me along the way. We are the Brewmance. His name is Mike Russell. My name is Rob Hunter. Find us online at brewmance.beer, on Instagram at _Brewmance. This is Arizona's only craft beer radio show. Back in a moment on 550 KFYI. Shotgun goes boom, things fall out of the sky. It's called hunting. I'm new to it.
Yes.
It is my last name. My name is Rob Hunter. His name is Mike Russell. He is teaching me how to earn my last name. And we do it oftentimes over a beer, or at least after the fact. We get together and talk about it here on the Brewmance on the radio. This is exploring new ideas. This is having conversations over a beer. That's why we founded the Brewmance, because Mike and I are cracking open beers, having amazing conversations, getting ourselves out of our comfort zones. And this week, we feature a beer of the week, as we do every week. Mike, what do we have today?
Walter Station's Hazing, Arizona, triple dry hopped hazy IPA. It's juicy. It's hazy. We're going to get that. It's got Nick Cage right on there. Seriously, an underrated movie.
I've never seen it. I actually started to watch it, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago. And then I got like 4 or 5 minutes into it, and I got distracted, and I never went back to it. So this is a movie I must visit.
I wonder if it still holds up.
That's what I'm always curious about watching a movie that's probably now close to 30 years old, if not older than that, to come out in the 80s or the 90s.
But I watched Lebowski about 2 months ago, and if that holds up, it's same genre, darn near same cast, so it'll be just fine.
Yeah, exactly. And this was when Nick Cage was a real actor, not in all these movies that went straight to streaming. You're like, oh, look, there's another Nick Cage movie because he owes $1 billion to the IRS.
Ouch.
Raising Arizona came out in 1987.
Okay. There you have it.
So it is,
wow. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
I was 9 when it came out. That's why I've never seen it.
How old are you? So I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
42 now.
I was 12.
Yeah, see?
It's fine.
Yeah, but that's in that prime age when you start discovering movies you like and quirky humor, and you're like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, I remember I couldn't go see Flashdance. Everyone was going to go see Flashdance, and that was rated R, so I couldn't go see it.
Flashdance is rated R?
I think so. Pretty sure. Yeah. The first rated R movie I saw, I wasn't supposed to be seeing. Because we went to a drive-in and watched E.T. And Best Little Whorehouse in Texas was playing behind us. And I was in the back of the Cherokee Grand Wagoneer, just staring out the back of the back window like, this is great.
Anatomy.
I love E.T.
I love E.T.
E.T.'s a great movie. I should watch it sometime.
Aliens are phenomenal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what the name
phenomenal.
of this beer is. So I'm kind of now I got to go watch it. We'll say about the beer in a little bit.
Speaking of phenomenal,
mm-hmm.
I had a shooting weekend. This was fantastic. We're just celebrating the Second Amendment, celebrating America.
I still have the bruises to prove it.
On Friday, I took James T. Harris from the Conservative Circus here at 550 KFY and Rob Hunter out shooting. We wanted to go to Ben Avery and shoot because we were going to do an event on Saturday morning, actually a hunting event. And I wanted to make sure that these slappies weren't going to shoot me or shoot anyone else. So I made sure they knew the 4 rules of firearm safety, and they did. Flying colors. James put a little bit of sauce on them, which was fun, but he got them right. Ish. And they both did great. They both did fantastic. So when Rob's talking about his bruises, he's talking about the shotgun, where the shotgun butts up against your shoulder, right, and he was holding it in the wrong spot. And I
have a bruise here. Yeah. And then I transitioned to Saturday to there. So I have double bruise. One in the wrong way and the right way. Now the good news, I think, Mike, Friday's bruise, it probably helped me Saturday, because if I shot in the same place, I'd really be sore. So now I'm only a little bit sore in 2 spots.
Okay, but still, you did fantastic. You and James T. both did well. Went Wildlife for Tomorrow, the celebrity wing shoot, the second on Saturday morning. And it was very early. We're out at Arizona Dairy. God bless you, Justin, for letting us do that every single year. It's so much fun. And we went dove hunting. We went dove hunting, and it was basically standing line, and it was an arcade at that point, because Game and Fish brings unlimited ammunition, and you just go until you get your limit. And then you go to a big barn that's turned into a sports bar and have great food and drinks and hang out, and then you go home.
It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day, but Rob actually harvested some dove from the sky.
Yeah, and it's not my first time doing that, but it's still an interesting experience to me, because I think I've only been successful 3 times. So you have this
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, but you have this experience. You hit it, and it falls down, and you're like, man, And you go look at it. Like, I just took that thing's life. But if you think about the Hunter name, I know that my DNA, because obviously the name of Hunter comes through English. This is what my ancestors did. They shot birds out of the sky. They chased rabbits with dogs. They walked for miles to find food to bring back to the family to feed it for survival. And it's hypocritical, I think, to say, oh, I'm against hunting. Oh, my burger tastes good.
That's right.
Because that's essentially farming rather than hunt, but it's still a form of hunting. So all meat that you eat is essentially hunted, harvested, put on a plate for you. We've just made it so convenient that we forget oftentimes that it actually is an animal. And we forget that there's a circle of life that goes along with this. And when we were done shooting and we were kind of heading towards the brunch spot, we had to drive through this farm. And this is a big dairy farm, like Mike mentioned, out in the East Valley.
Huge.
And there's, I don't know, hundreds of cows out there. And they're out there eating their hay. And I love cows, and they're amazing animals. But it was the sheer number of birds that shocked me. Mm-hmm. And then you realize, again, the whole ecosystem of how things work and why the birds need to be harvested. Because there's tens of thousands of birds, it seemed like, out there.
Oh,
everywhere.
Way more than that.
And then what they do is they eat the feed for the cows. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes they have deposits while they're eating the feed. They drop things, their poop.
Yeah, they poop.
And then the cows eat that. So the cows can get sick from that too. Mm-hmm. So now it's costing the farmers money. It's a dairy product, so that interrupts the dairy supply. So it is a necessary balance that is needed to make sure everything works properly.
And that is the same in outside of the farm as well. And that's we're talking about the balance that we have in nature. And our game and fish department here in Arizona manages over 860 something species.
Wow.
Only 60 of those are huntable.
Really?
So that you were talking about 800 other species that the huntable animals are part of that circulation, and they know what has to be culled and what population needs to be balanced in this and how it all works out. Or coyotes would run the entire state and we would have nothing. And
that's the balance of life. And I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, and we talked about this on the Go Show, Mike's Outdoor Show, that you can hear here on 550 KFY tomorrow from 3 to 5, or if you get back up next Saturday morning from 6 to 8 on our sister station, Fox Sports 910. So we talked about the fact that I didn't really realize how brutal nature is. I mean, you watch the shows, you see the lion eat the gazelle.
Oh, it's awful.
It's awful. But that happens in our backyard all the time. And Mike has gone elk hunting. So elk they don't just fall under a tree and die of old age and go to hospice care and have nurses take care of them. No, they get eaten alive by coyotes or bears or whatever other predator that there is out there because nature is brutal. I saw it in my own backyard a few months ago. There's some baby quails chilling, coming to get some water in the backyard. Coyote comes out of nowhere. This is the middle of the day. Each one of those babies just grabs it in his mouth and eats it. Right in front of the mom and the dad.
Nope.
And the mom and dad freaking out, trying to get the and then I'm like, dang. Like, that's what happens. That's what happens every single day. Coyotes eat rabbits, coyotes eat birds, coyotes eat anything they can find.
Sure. And as the snakes eat them, trust me, they are food. Yeah, they're nature snacks. And I know it sounds mean, it sounds cruel for me to say that, but that's the lifestyle I lead. I went to the very next day, the Sunday, I went out with my hunting dogs, and we went upland hunting, and we'll go quail hunting next weekend. And that's just the way. That's what we do, and we have a freezer full of meat, and that's what we eat. We don't shoot anything. And I will teach Rob this, and I will beat this into his skull. We do not shoot anything that we do not eat.
It's not sport. Yeah, it's not like, let's just go kill some animals and leave them there.
I don't want any animals to suffer. This is the worst thing in the world. But if I got to choose to die from my rifle or my shotgun or be eaten alive, rifle, shotgun, just pick which one. That's fine. Or my bow, whichever. You pick that. I do not want to get eaten alive.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to go out and fight.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So it's an interesting experience overall because it says – it's outside of my comfort zone, and that's how you grow. Growth as a human being comes when you get out of your comfort zone.
True.
And one of my big fears is where we're going right now. It seems, as a society, is it's just better to exist in your comfort zone. And I think that we have all these social media channels, and they know what you like and know what you dislike. So they feed you all the stuff you like. So you never even have to think outside of your comfort zone. That's not a good thing. That's not a healthy thing for human beings. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck. And you're going to expect the world to revolve around you because you have feelings. I'm like, no, that's not the way the world works. That's not the way nature works. That's not the way anything works. So in order to not get stuck, you got to push yourself and find out what you like and what you don't like.
Like, I wanted a certain result from our elections. I wanted a certain result. Don't know if I'm going to get that result. Probably won't get that result. But I'm not going to bag on somebody else for rooting for a different result. You can do that. It's okay. But it's outside of my comfort zone talking about that. So stay in there. That's where the fun of life is, right there. We stay right there in that uncomfort zone. Like Rob holding a shotgun. That's not comfortable to him. Right. It's becoming comfortable to him. So it's added all this fun and this excitement and this joy of, watching those clays go in the middle of the sky. It's exhilarating and awesome. Fantastic.
Growth is uncomfortable. Beer is comfortable.
It is.
We'll tell you about this beer a little bit later on in the show in a moment. It was Black Friday yesterday. What did we do? Talk about next on the Brewmance on the Radio, 550 KFY.
Black Friday, you crazy slappies out there just fighting it out with masks on this time. Oh, what could possibly have gone wrong? This is the Brewmance, Arizona's only beer radio show, and each week we have a beer of the week. I'm holding up the camera if you're checking us out on YouTube or Facebook. Rob, what are we drinking, bud?
Walter Station's Hazing, Arizona, with a picture of Nick Cage from the movie Raising Arizona right on the front. It is a triple dry hopped IPA, but it's only 6.4%. So I'm curious to see how we review this beer here coming up in about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes. But stay right there. You will know whether or not we recommend this beer for you. Something a little bit different about this beer as well, which we'll bring up for you in a moment.
Today is actually Small Business Saturday. So this is something that even in the time right now of COVID, it is so important to get out and support small businesses and local businesses. If they're open, do what you can. Stay off of Amazon for one day. Just go see if you can get something local, help a business out. If you're going to go grab some beer, grab it from a craft brewery. If you're going to go to eat, go to a local small. Don't go to a big old chain. Go to one of the local spots. Help out local because they are desperate for it right now. This is the probably the most important Small Business Saturday we've had, at least in my life.
Survival is the key, right? We were just talking about it just a few moments ago with the Wild. It's the same thing with small businesses right now because we have so much limited movement. We have so much limited capacities. There were shutdowns with not enough funds to be able to help with the shutdowns to pay employees. So even though the unemployment rate right now is okay, things are hanging on by like a lifeline right now. So it's important. So as we close in on 7 o'clock, a lot of these places are still open. And if you can't make it today, extend Small Business Saturday and Small Business Sunday.
Amen.
Crying out loud.
Right. And skip Cyber Monday and make it Small Business Monday. Just do your thing. Trust me, Amazon's not going anywhere. It'll still be there and they'll have one day shipping if you wait till Christmas Eve, whatever. It's fine. Trust me. Support locals as best you can. But me, I do have an elk hunt next week. So I needed to make sure that my rifle was sighted in. And so I'd used my Black Friday and made it Black Powder Friday and went and made things go boom out there at Joe Foss. Yeah, I made Joe Foss. Let's get the old 30-06. We call him King Itchy. That's his name. And he is he's my big game rifle. So
what is a 30-06? What does that stand for?
It's a big game rifle. It's it's all about that's a longer answer than we have time for, my friend. We'll get into it. I promise. We will eventually get into it. It's probably a podcast where they talk about different calibers, why they're named, why we speak the way we do when we talk about different calibers. So I think that'd be a podcast we can get into.
Okay. By the way, we got a note from our buddy John. He's like, "Where's the Brewmance podcast? It's coming back." We just got distracted by an afternoon radio show, and Top would do the Brewmance on the Radio and other life things. So, in fact, Tuesday coming up this week, we're going to record a podcast with the founder of Baja Brewing. They just got distribution here in Arizona. So be looking for that probably to come out either Tuesday night or Wednesday. We're going to drop that for you. So Brewmance podcast coming back. So we're excited about that, too. We're going to have some other interesting conversations and reaching out to some other interesting guests to bring that to you, too, to have conversations over beer like we do on the Brewmance on the Radio.
That's right. And what did you do on Black Friday? You had something to celebrate. You had something going on. You had
anniversary number 11
with
macro,
Lady Brewmance. Look at that. Lady Brewmance and Rob.
She's
happy
so
anniversary.
Lucky.
Wow. Yeah. We'll skip through that one.
Yeah, we'll skip through that one.
Yeah, but you guys, you hanged out. You hanged out. How about that? You were hanging out on the west side.
Yeah,
So,
we went to dinner at the Wigwam,
Nice.
an institution here in the Valley. Good restaurant, by the way. If you're looking for good quality food, like really good quality food at a really good price, competitively speaking, the Wigwam is a great spot to go.
We always ride the bikes up there. It's right down the street. We ride the bikes like a mile and a half, 2 miles from us, and we would ride the bikes down there. And they have this outdoor happy hour. It's just the outdoor bar is fabulous. Yes. So I'm glad you. Well, happy anniversary to you and Lady Brewmance. Good. Well done. Am I embarrassing you right now?
No, not at all.
You seem oddly quiet.
No.
Did you remember a gift for Lady Brewmance?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
All right. Okay, good. As long as
It's something she's wanted for a long time. I finally pulled the trigger on.
Nice. You got her P365 or 6 hour?
No, she's good with her clock. She has a little clock.
Okay, all right,
She's
that's
fine with that. Yeah, so it's she always wanted a telescope, so I bought her a telescope.
What?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, like tell me about this. I want to know about your telescope.
So we haven't set it up yet, but it came on Wednesday, so we unveiled it yesterday. So probably set it up tonight. Go look at some stars. So it's like a beginner style because I don't know that much about telescopes, but this one rated well. It says you can look at the moon amazingly well. You can see the rings of Saturn. You can see Jupiter. So we're like, okay, let's do this and see if we do it and we like it, and then we can upgrade from there.
Whoa. Okay, because you guys are in the spot for that.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, it's it. Your pad is made for that kind of stuff. I think that's exciting. I'm going to come play with it.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's man, I'm excited now. I want to try it. Like, there's like iPhone apps where you can like hold it up and tell you what you're looking at. So at least it'll point you in the right direction. Well,
that's what we do. We have the iPhone app. We're out there. We're looking, and we're like, oh look, there's Mars. Oh look, there's Orion's belt. Now we can zoom in.
Dang, did I miss it this week? Was it the space station flyover? I missed it, huh?
It comes up every so often because I signed up for the text alerts. Yeah. So every time it's going to be an hour view. I'm like, ooh.
When was it? But we're talking about when we were out shooting. We were out shooting and we're talking about it.
I think it was that night. I think it was last Saturday.
Ah, dang it. See? I just thought it was cool because you look at that thing is zooming. It is zooming. Like it doesn't look like a shooting star, but I mean it is like exactly what you're looking at, and you're like, that is the International Space Station. That's
and there's people on it now. They went by a private company's rocket. How cool is that?
That is way cool. See, it's all about ingenuity.
Space is awesome. I love it. Let's transition back to
Thank
beer
you.
news.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah, because this is something to look forward to. So we've told you about Pliny the Elder. Pliny the Elder is sort of the mountaintop when it comes to double IPAs. It's like the original double IPA.
And if you want to snob out about it, that's fine. Here, as far as Rob and I are concerned, yeah, it's pretty much the Mount Everest. That's just what at least me is my favorite beer of all time. So it's all good. It's just how we feel. It's okay. Go back to listening to what Rob was saying.
Exactly. Russian River Brewing, California. But they're so smart because they made a limited supply. So this past year, 2020, even though it was like the worst year ever for so many people, they decided to start selling Pliny the Elder in bottle form, then later in can form, Pliny for President. Well, in 2021, the triple IPA, the offset to Pliny, the companion more so than the offset to Pliny the Elder, is called Pliny the Younger.
Yes.
February this year. They typically release it. They're not going to do it in February this year, but instead, they are going to sell it in California via bottle. So, Mike, you're going to have to call your peeps. You're going to have to get them to pull up an order. And we're going to have to go to California to pick up some Pliny the Younger because I have not had Pliny the Younger.
No, it's already set. Because I ran out of my Pliny. So I have no Pliny in the fridge. So I have my contacts there ordering it. And then I'm going to Monterey with the wife. I think we're doing that. And so we'll stop in Huntington Beach where my peeps are and we'll grab it and drive back.
Perfect.
I know.
Oh, so good.
So we'll get the Pliny the Younger too. And that's coming out in February?
Well, I'm trying to see. They usually release it in the store, in the brewery, but because of COVID, they're not.
2 hour lines. 2 hour lines.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can get one. Dang. Come on.
Yep. So it looks like, yes, they're going to have it in California, able to order online.
It's going to be pricey. I know it.
Worth it.
I know. And they overnight it.
Oh, even better.
Like when we ordered ours, they overnighted it.
We got to have it fresh.
Well, apparently.
Starting sometime in late January. They don't give you the specific date. So a couple of months away. You'll be offering mixed cases of 6 510 milliliter bottles, 4 bottles of Pliny the Younger, 2 other Russian River beers for purchase online for shipping within California. The bottles will be marked not for resale.
Oh, they always are. Absolutely, they always are. But okay, so that's smart. That's brilliant. They'll put 2 additional like, hey, listen, we don't just make Pliny here, okay? We make other beers too. So if you want this coveted beer, try 2 of our other ones as well. And you're going to keep reordering them, or when you see them at a restaurant or a bar, you will order them.
Yeah, exactly. So my first Pliny story, I was in Philadelphia, actually. I was covering the 2016 Democrat convention, and Amy was in town with me, and we were sitting at this boring bar, and we're just chatting. She's like, I want to see what else to do. She's like, Rob, this bar has Pliny. We're like, okay, check, please.
Gone.
We're hustling. They just tapped the keg. I'm like, I got to make sure I get some. I had 4. I felt good. Let's put it that way.
Dude, really nice.
As Mike almost spits out his beer if you're watching the video, either on YouTube or on Facebook. Yep. I literally had 4.
Okay.
I was like, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, give me more.
Mine was Pizza Port in Carlsbad, California, and had a picture of it. And I was like, the sun came. Oh, yes. It was one of those things. And then I didn't have it for like years after, but I told everyone about it. And then my father-in-law brought me a bottle of it. And I'm like, I was nervous. I was like, this is not going to live up to it. It's not going to live up to it. Sure, schnitzel. Second it hit my lips, I was like, wow, there it is again. That is that good.
The key is balance. It is insanely balanced. It's hoppy. It's smooth. It's fun. It's flavorful. Oh, it's just goodness.
It is goodness.
Yep. By the way, Tower Station, Northeast IPA. Pretty doggone close, in my opinion, here in Arizona. So
yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah. I think those might be, well, at least Tower Station, I think, is the best-selling IPA. That and Dragoon, I think, are the top 2.
In a moment, see how this stacks up to it. Walter Station's Hazing, Arizona, on the Brewmance on the Radio. 550 KFYI. It's beer review time on the Brewmance on the Radio. We feature a beer of the week every single week, and this beer has Nick Cage on the front. My name is Rob Hunter. His name is Mike Russell. We are the Brewmance. Appreciate you hanging out with us. You can always find us on Instagram at _Brewmance. So, Mike, what is this beer with Nick Cage on the front?
Walter Station's Hazing, Arizona. I love this. You know, I'm such a sucker for labels. And when you brought this in, I was like, oh, yes, I would have dove on that thing. That is fabulous. A good movie, funny movie, and one of Nick Cage's very few great performances.
What do you mean few? What's your favorite Nick Cage movie?
Face Off, I like.
Face Off.
Face Off, I like. National Treasure.
That's the best one.
Yeah, because my kids love that. They watch it over. Intern Sarah loves that too. So yeah, it's all about it.
He had a run in 1996. He was in The Rock, which I still like. Rock.
Okay, good.
Con Air, 1997. You know he's horrible in it. Good movie.
Go back to The Rock. Who was the leading lady? Who was this lady that he kind of left behind in that? Because Sean Connery.
Madam Hotness.
Woo!
Yeah.
Holy mackerel!
So it was The Rock, was Con Air, then it was Face Off, 3 years in a row. Like Nick Cage on top of the world, right there.
Well, he also had what was the
Vanessa Marcil.
Hi. Yeah, or the one where he's the flying Elvises and all that, Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, I think he won an Oscar for that.
Shut up, he did not. That is not an Oscar-worthy performance by any stretch of the imagination.
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Honeymoon in Vegas.
No,
that was Honeymoon in Vegas. Moonstruck had Sharon. Oh, yeah, terrible.
92. Let's see. He's been. That
was Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she looked good back then.
Back in the day.
And she was with Matthew Broderick for some stupid reason.
Still is, I think.
Okay.
8mm. He's in.
Like I said, to each their own.
Gone in 60 Seconds. The Family Man. That wasn't bad. Wind Talkers I never saw because I'm like, man, war movies. I like watching, but I'm like, too sad.
Yeah, right.
National Treasure.
Yeah.
He did 2 of those. Lord of War wasn't bad.
Lord of War?
Yeah, he was like a gun dealer, like a gun international arms dealer.
I want to see that.
Yeah, wasn't bad.
Interesting. Okay.
Ghost Rider, Bangkok Dangerous was pretty good. 2008.
Is that like Big Trouble in Little China? I don't know what that one is. Bangkok Dangerous?
Yeah, it was like a hitman, and it was based in Bangkok. And then after that, it was just downhill because he owed the IRS a bunch of money. Then he did the movie Knowing. Did you ever see Knowing?
No.
So the premise is of some kind of like alien interaction on Earth, and he's supposed to go investigate it. And you're like, a third of the way in, you're like, this is cool. The last 2/3, horrible. Awful, awful, awful. Did not like it at all. And then I don't think I've liked a movie since then that he's been in.
Has
Bad
he
Lieutenant Port Call in New Orleans, not good.
No idea what any of this is.
Yeah. He wasn't a second Ghost Rider. And basically for the past 8 years, he's been on movies you've never heard of, but he's been in a lot of them. They come like right to Amazon Prime. Okay.
Straight the new version of straight to DVD.
Yes, exactly.
Or even worse, made for DVD. Oh, so bad. Like Care Bears 3. Yes.
Yep. We'll see if this.
I'm kidding. I never watched the Care Bears 3, but yeah, we'll see if the
How
beer
about
stands
this?
up.
If this beer is a Nick Cage movie, which one is it? We'll review it that way.
Oh,
that's gonna be
okay.
tricky. We got a couple minutes to do it.
I love it. Okay,
so
I'm in.
Walter Station's, Hazing, Arizona. We went there on the first day that they opened. Actually, Walter Station.
We didn't even mean to.
Yep.
We were talking to one of the founders, one of the OGs, and just talked about Walter Station. We said, "Well, when we want to stop by. When you guys open?" They said, "Well, today." I'm like, "Okay, it's fine." Like, no. Today's our grand opening, and we went there and poured some beer and played. We played cornhole for about an hour and a half, and just hung out in this old former fire station. It was a firehouse. It was great.
Right up the street from the radio station.
Yeah.
Right down like kind of downtown-ish Phoenix, north of the airport, Washington Street, I think.
So is Little Miss Barbecue. Did we not know this? How did no one tell me that?
I didn't know that.
It's right there, Rob. I passed it on the way the other day, and I was like, I don't know, because I don't know VP Pence or something. So they had all these roads blocked off, and it's right up the road. We need to eat there a lot.
All of a sudden, Mike and Rob weigh 400 pounds each from eating Little Miss Barbecue every day.
Worth it.
Yep, totally.
Worth it. That on the rotation. That Taco Bell and Costco pizzas. That's living. LIVIN right there.
LIVIN. This is living too.
Okay,
I love this story.
Get to the good story.
We'll review this beer for you based on which Nick Cage movie it compares to here in just a few minutes.
Man, okay.
But I want to tell you the story out of Kentucky. So there's a Marine there. Marine's name is Staff Sergeant Eric Meadows. Now, he wanted to re-enlist to become a Marine.
Yeah.
But he also wanted to drink a beer after his re-enlistment ceremony.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that should be a rite of passage. If you re-enlist to become a United States Marine, provided you're 21 years old, or even if you're not, I don't care. If we can send you to war, we can give you a beer.
Rob and I will bring you a beer.
Yep.
We'll send you a beer.
Exactly.
Don't care if you're 18. We got you.
So in Kentucky, he wanted to be a special kind of Southland beer. So it's a brewing company out there. And he was like, oh, man, Evil Horse Brewing Company is what it was called.
That's a great name.
They were like, well, it's not going to be there. So the founders and the brewers actually made the beer and drove it to the staff sergeant after his re-enlistment. How cool is that?
See, there's good people in this world, like really good people in this world, and especially in the craft brewery industry. It's so funny. I remember when Rob and I got into this business, it was kind of intimidating meeting the brewers and meeting these people. And you're like, these guys are they're like local celebs.
Yeah.
They're the nicest group of people. There's some introverts that are just like beer savants, and they're just laser focused on their beer. And you just get it. You're not offended by it. You're just like, okay, I get you. I know which category you're in here. And then there's some brewers that just sit down with you and just BS for hours while they're talking to other people that want to compete with them and become brewers and help them out.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's mind blowing. Yeah.
It is. It's teamwork. So that's what you saw here was their Sergeant Reckless beer, Evil Horse Brewing Company,
Sergeant Reckless,
Kentucky.
I love it.
And so I mean that's just cool. And it's like there's a picture of the Marine is dressed blues. His wife's there with him, and then the brewer. The brewer's got his brewing shirt on. He's got his gray goatee beard. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, he's
good looking out.
No, that's doing exactly what you should do for everybody that requests.